This is the Ajazz AK680. It's a $19 mechanical keyboard that I bought off of AliExpress. Now the story started kind of like this. I needed a keyboard, so I decided to search Google, and one of the cheapest keyboards that I could find was this Ajazz AK680. For the unboxing, in the box, the keyboard comes wrapped in a protective sleeve. There is a Type-C cable, a couple of switches, and a keycap and a switch puller. Now, after getting this mechanical keyboard, I stumbled upon some mods. So I decided to mod this keyboard. And so that's kind of how this video idea was born. Now to find mods, I just went on Google and searched around for mods. This is kind of how that went. So armed with my list of mods, I had to first disassemble the keyboard and take off the switches. But unfortunately the switches were packed in so tight that I was unable to remove them, so I just decided to not remove the switches. Now at this point I did also see that the text on the keycaps is actually printed instead of being fused into a keycap. So I guess the text might get erased at some point. So the first mod that I got when I searched Google was the tape mod. Now apparently this mod is really popular. Now I do not know why or how this mod works, but apparently it makes your keyboard sound way better by using some black magic or some shit, I don't know. And yeah, I did run out of the thick painter's tape, but I just used some more.
We rode our bikes down broken streets. We chased the sun, chased the sun. One day was great, we made it shine. And you were mine, you were mine. The world out there can fall apart. I don't care, as long as I can have your heart. 'Cause you have mine, you have mine. Don't forget what's beneath.
And I just used some tweezers and a bit from my screwdriver to punch the hole so that the PCB can actually sit inside. Now with the tape mod done, I moved on to the second mod that I found, and I think this might actually be the most impactful mod out of all of them. I did do 4 mods, and this one was the only one that I think actually made a difference, because before the keyboard was really light, so I think this was the only mod that really impacted things. Yeah, and so after the penny mod, there was not that much space left in the housing. So I believe that the foam mod, like you're supposed to stack maybe like 2 layers on top of each other, but there was not enough space, so I couldn't really do that. And so I mean that might be the reason why the keyboard doesn't really sound that well, but I think that the one layer was actually just enough. I'm not sure if there are any people in the comments that mod keyboards. Let me know. And on to the last mod. I mean, the O-ring mod, I don't think it's that well known, but I wasn't really gonna do this until I just found like a box of O-rings just laying around. So I mean, after that I just decided to do that so that maybe like I can add some flex to the board. I don't think it impacted the keyboard that much, but it definitely kind of made the feel a little bit better. But other than that, I don't think that it impacted the keyboard that much. And kind of as a shocker, while editing this video, I was using the keyboard, and after plugging in the Type-C connector, I just realized that the keyboard wasn't working, and then I just opened up the keyboard and the Type-C connector was just dangling in the air. So I kind of had to just solder it on with a soldering iron, and to make sure that that never happened again, I just covered the top of the connector with some CA glue, just making sure that the glue doesn't get inside of the Type-C port. Alright, and now let's just get into the before and after sound test. Now, as you might have already heard, I don't think that there's actually any major difference between the before and after, and I don't think that any mods really impacted the keyboard that much, except for maybe the penny mod, as I said it before, because the keyboard was really light and I didn't like how light it was. So I mean, other than that, I don't really think that any of these mods are worth it. Now I want to say one last thing.